The fire's glow is different tonight, not just warm, but sharp, like a blade tempered in memory. You feel it, don't you? The hush between the sparks, the breathless weight of what's to come. Welcome back. The flame remembers you, and it has been waiting for this moment. The moment where all paths bend toward confrontation. A reckoning written not in prophecy alone, but in the marrow of those who dare to carry it. You've followed the dreamer, haven't you? From visions to trials, from silence to becoming. You've walked close, felt each footstep echo under your ribs, and now the air holds still, expectant, because some fates do not wait. They meet you, and when they do, you cannot run. The morning broke without birdsong, a sky pale and suspended. The dreamers stirred before light could fully arrive. Their body remembered sleep, but the spirit had already moved beyond it. The pendant on their chest pulsed, no longer a whisper, but a steady call, a rhythm like a drumbeat in the distance, soft, sure, calling them to the place where answers do not wait in words, but in facing what you'd rather flee. They left quietly, again. The village didn't stir. Doors remained shut. Even the wind held its breath. It was not fear that guided them now, but clarity, the kind that comes after trials, after silence, after letting go. They stepped into the woods, not seeking something, but meeting something that had always been coming. The path wound strangely, familiar yet altered. Shadows leaned in. The trees seemed taller, the roots underfoot thicker, as though the forest remembered something they had forgotten. Then, through the mist, they saw the figure, still, waiting, like a page before ink, cloaked in a shadow that didn't move with the wind. The figure's face was hidden, but the presence was unmistakable, like seeing your own outline in smoke. Not a stranger, not entirely. "You've come," the figure said, their voice like worn stone, low and graveled by time. "But what will you set ablaze?" The dreamer did not flinch. Whatever must be illuminated. The figure stepped forward. Their eyes caught the light. No color, just depth. "Then let us see." The duel began not with a shout, not with a charge, but with silence, heavy, sacred, the kind that falls before storms. They circled each other, mirroring, measuring, every motion deliberate, a dance carved by fate. No blades, no fists, only presence, will, and the collision of two truths. The first strike came like wind, sharp, fast, unseen, a whisper that aimed for the dreamer's memory. It hit deep, a moment of guilt, a time they had turned away. The weight of it shook them, but they stood tall. They answered, not with defense but revelation, a beam of light from their heart, steady, radiant. It pushed back the whisper, revealing it for what it was, a scar, not a wound. The adversary narrowed their eyes. "You think light cannot burn?" they asked. "It can," the dreamer said, "but not all fire destroys." They clashed again, this time thought against thought, regret against choice, doubt against hope. Each step stirred the ground. Trees bent inward. The very air trembled as past and future collided in breathless rhythm. The figure struck hard now, showing the dreamer futures unlived, visions from the crystal. A world where they had failed, a city crumbled by indecision, a forest drowned by inaction. They tried to shake it off, but it pierced through. "You will fall," the figure hissed. The path breaks for those who believe too much. The dreamer fell to one knee, the weight of failure heavy. But in that moment a single voice rose, not from around them, but within. A lullaby, faint, the one they heard in the silent cave, a thread of their own soul. They rose slowly, steadier. Even broken ground holds roots. They lifted their hands, not to strike, but to reveal. Their body glowed faintly. All they had carried, sorrow, learning, surrender, shone through them now. Not as armor, as truth. The figure faltered. Their form wavered like smoke unraveling. Then they surged, desperate. A final onslaught. Memories weaponized. Voices twisted into threats. Images from dreams turned into nightmares. But the dreamer did not retreat. They stepped forward into the storm. And they spoke, not loud, but clear. I see you. That stopped everything. The figure froze. The air fractured. Around them the forest dimmed. What do you see? The figure asked. Their voice shook now. Myself, the dreamer said. What I could become, what I might have been, but I do not fear it anymore. The figure's shape flickered again. Their cloak unraveled. Beneath it stood not a monster, not a stranger, but a child. Small, familiar, with golden eyes full of ache. The dreamer knelt. The child looked up, not with anger, with longing. You left me, the child said. I didn't know you were waiting, the dreamer replied. But I'm here now. The child held out a hand. In their palm a single flame, gentle, flickering. The dreamer reached out, and their fingers met. The flame passed between them. It did not burn. It warmed, and in its light the shadows dissolved. The duel ended, not with triumph, but with reunion. The forest sighed. Trees relaxed. Sky brightened subtly. Even the path behind them seemed lighter. The child faded, not into nothing, but into the dreamer, rejoined, healed. From the clearing's edge, the oracle emerged, no longer cloaked, bare, luminous. Her eyes reflected dawn. You've seen it, she said. I've lived it, the dreamer replied. She stepped closer, placed her hand over the pendant. Then you know the truth. That the adversary wasn't the enemy, the dreamer whispered. It was the mirror. The oracle smiled. And still you chose to see. They stood together as morning arrived. A hush filled the air, not absence but fullness, the promise of something new. The oracle looked out over the path ahead. You carry not answers, but resonance. Wherever you walk, others will remember their own light. The dreamer turned to go, but paused. Will I ever see you again? She touched their shoulder. You'll see me in the places between choices, in silence, in fire, in truth. Then she vanished, as she always did. The dreamer walked forward, alone, but not empty. The trees no longer loomed, they bowed. The birds no longer hid, they sang. The earth itself hummed beneath their feet. Each step now was not a seeking, but a sharing. The flame didn't guide them anymore. It was them. And now, back here by our fire, the story rests in your lap. Do you feel it too? That duel within, that mirror you avoid? It waits for everyone, not to destroy, but to reflect. When your time comes, will you strike, or will you reach? Will you burn, or will you illuminate? Let the coals speak to you. Let the wind press close. The story hasn't ended. You're part of it now. So sleep with one eye on your dreams, and when you wake, step forward. The flame is watching.